let's make a video where we put the right and left hands together for the second page of this Adagio Sostenuto. So we're going to start off with our chord in the right hand, G sharp, C sharp, E, right above middle C. And then our left hand is going to be playing C sharp, this is middle C, and E. So we're going to start the chord together. Now the left hand will hold just a little bit longer than the right hand since it's a half note as opposed to a dotted quarter chord. So while the right hand is the next one to move, playing the B sharp with the 2 finger. Then the hands are going to come in together with the right hand playing 3 finger on C sharp and the left hand playing C sharp, middle C on the bottom, E, and G sharp on the left. So now the left hand's going to hold because the top 2 notes are half notes and the bottom note is a quarter note. The right hand's playing 8th notes. So right hand will move next to play the B, and then the left hand is going to play the bottom note, C natural, along with the C natural in the right hand. Then the right hand will play the A sharp. So this whole measure sounds like this. Next we're going to start one of the 3-2 measures, second measure on the page. Our right hand is going to come in at the same time as the left hand. Right hand playing G sharp with thumb and B with the 2 finger. The left hand playing E with the little finger and B with the thumb. Now the left hand's going to hold for longer. It's a half note. Right hand has an 8th rest, followed by G sharp, 2 G sharps above middle C. Then it's going to hold that while the left hand joins it, playing a chord. The G sharp with thumb, E with the 3rd finger, and the B with the pinky. So the right hand was still holding, and then you add that chord. Then the right hand will continue with some 8th notes, G sharp, F sharp. Now here on the next G sharp, the left hand will join by moving the bottom note to D sharp while continuing to hold the E and G sharp. Now the chords will come in together next. Right hand will play another G sharp with the 4 finger. The left hand will play thumb on A, 3 or 4 finger on D sharp, and then C sharp below, so that 3-note chord. Now it'll hold the left hand while the right hand continues on with some 8th notes. A, F sharp, then the left hand will join in. The right hand will play E, the left hand will play B with the pinky, and the top 2 notes continue to be held. Now that measure sounds like this. Let's do that. Now the third measure. Our right hand and left hand will come in together. The half note chord with the right hand is tied, so it'll hold for longer. So right hand's playing thumb on B, 2 finger E, 4 finger G sharp. Left hand is playing 4 or 5 on E, and then 2 or thumb on B. Now the right hand continues to hold, while the left hand changes the chord just a little bit. We keep the B on top, but we're going to have G sharp and D on the bottom. Then we continue to hold while the right hand plays some 8th notes. G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Then the hands will come in together again. The left hand continues to hold the B and the G sharp, while the lowest note moves to C sharp. The right hand will play G sharp, the left hand C sharp. Then the left hand continues to hold, while the right hand plays more 8th notes. A, F sharp, and then E sharp. So that measure sounds like this. going to start off, hands coming in together. The right hand's playing F sharp, 2 F sharps above middle C. The left hand is playing a 4-note chord, F sharp below middle C, A, C sharp, and then F sharp above that. So these are half notes. The right hand is holding a little longer because it's tied to an eighth. So the left hand moves next, playing E on the top with the thumb, middle C, natural, in the middle with the 3 finger, and A with the pinky. Then the left hand holds, while the right hand continues with some eighth notes. G sharp, E, then the left hand is going to change the top note to D sharp while continuing to hold the other 2, and the right hand will play D sharp above. So that measure sounds like this. Next measure, hands come in together again. Right hand's playing E, 2 E's above middle C. The left hand is playing half note chord, G sharp on the bottom, B in the middle, E on the top. Both are just half note chords. So, but the right hand starts adding in some more notes. So while you hold the E, probably would use my 2 finger, you're going to next add the octaves that we're starting here. So we have our D natural octave first, and then our right hand will be playing C sharp octave and holding the E in the middle, and then the left hand is going to move down and have B thumb, G sharp, 2 finger, C sharp below with the pinky. So now we keep holding the E in the right hand and the chord in the left, while the top and bottom fingers of the right hand scooch down to the B octave. So that octave, or that measure, sounds like this. We're going to continue the octaves. Our right hand's going to move to an A sharp octave with E in the middle. I use my 1, 3, and 5 finger for that. Then the left hand will play C sharp on the top with the thumb, F sharp on the bottom with the pinky. We hold the E in the middle on the right hand and the chord on the left. They're both half notes. And then we change the top and bottom fingers in the right hand to an A natural octave. Then we're going to play the A natural octave again with the right hand, but add a D sharp in the middle. I usually use my 2 finger for that. And the left hand is going to move to having A with the thumb and B with the pinky. We'll all play together. Hold the left hand and the D sharp in the right hand, while the top and bottom fingers in the right hand move to G sharp octave. So this measure sounds like this. And then we have to move again, add the D sharp. Now the last measure of the line, we're going to continue with a G sharp octave again in the right hand, and the left hand will be playing a triad chord, E on the bottom, G sharp in the middle, B on the top. Continue to hold the left hand chord. It's a whole note. The right hand has an 8th rest, and then it plays the G sharp again. Now this is a quarter note tied to an 8th. And then we continue with some 8th notes. G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Then the left hand is going to change its chord. It's still going to play E on the bottom, but it's going to play E, and then F sharp and A will come in together with G sharp in the right hand. The right hand continues with 8th notes, A, F sharp, E. So this measure sounds like this. Now the third line. We're going to hear some familiar things. We're going to have the right and left hand coming together. G sharp, 2 G sharps above middle C in the right hand, and the triad chord again in the left, E, G sharp, B. These are half note chords, but the right hand is tied to an eighth note, so the left hand will move first. Only one note changes. The B changes to a B sharp, so almost the same chord. Then the right hand plays some eighth notes, F sharp, G sharp, F sharp. So this measure sounds like this. Now we're going to start the second measure the same way that we did the first of the third line. G sharp in the right hand and the E, G sharp, B chord in the left. The right hand's tied to an eighth note, holds a little longer, while the left hand changes its chord. It's now going to have G sharp on the bottom, D, and then E. So then the right hand plays some eighth notes, D, E, D. So that measure sounds like. Next measure, another 3, 2, 1. Our right hand is going to be playing A on the bottom with the thumb, 2 finger on C sharp above, and the left hand will be playing A, C sharp, E. They come in together. Now we're going to hold the A in the right hand and the whole chord in the left, while the right hand goes on to play some eighth notes, D, and then E, which is a quarter note tied to an eighth. So while we're still holding the E we just played in the right hand, now our left hand is going to move down and play our C sharp below middle C and our E below that. And while we hold that, the right hand will continue with some eighth notes, playing E, D, E. Then our left hand will continue to hold the E with the pinky, but change the thumb to D, and D natural. And the right hand will play E again with the forefinger, but add a G sharp with the thumb. Will come in together. Then the right hand will continue to play some eighth notes. We're going to hold the G sharp, the E, and the D still with the left hand. Now the right hand continues on to play F, D, C sharp. So this whole measure sounds like this. Now the last measure of the line, we're going to start off with some half note chords. A above middle C and E in the right hand. Then we're going to have C sharp below middle C and E below that in the left hand coming together. Then we're going to go ahead and continue to hold the E in the right hand, but we're going to change the bottom note to G natural instead, while the left hand repeats its same chord. Then we continue to hold those notes while the top fingers in the right hand play D sharp, E, D sharp. So that measure sounds like this. Here's the fourth line. We start off together again. The left hand will be playing the same chord, E on the bottom, C sharp on the top. The right hand will be playing G sharp with the thumb and E above that, with the forefinger probably. Play that together. We continue to hold the left hand chord because it's a little longer than the right hand. It's half note as opposed to a dotted quarter. So the right hand will play B sharp, eighth note. Then it's going to play C sharp, and the left hand will move to play with it. The left hand will be playing G sharp below middle C, then C sharp middle C, and the E above that, together with the C sharp in the right hand. Then the right hand is going to continue to play while the left hand holds. It's going to play some eighth notes, B natural, and then we have C natural in the right hand, while we continue to hold the G sharp and E with the left hand, but the middle finger is going to switch from C sharp to C natural. So both hands will be playing a C natural together. Then the right hand goes on to play A sharp while you continue to hold all the notes in the left hand. So here is this measure. Sounds like this. And we've got our C sharp first. Now we have another 3-2 measure. We're going to come in with hands together. We're continuing to hold. Which one are we continuing to hold? Well, I don't think we're continuing to hold anything. It's this phrase together. The right hand's going to start with a B. I use my thumb. It's a B above middle C. The left hand will play a half note chord. It's going to be playing E above middle C with the thumb, then B in the middle, and then G sharp on the bottom. Left hand will continue to hold. It's a half note. While the right hand goes on to another quarter note, G sharp above that. It's tied to an eighth note. So the left hand is going to change while we continue to hold that G sharp in the right. The left hand is now going to be playing the chord E on the top, B in the middle still, but now we're going to stretch down to the E below that. So it's kind of an octave with a note in the middle. Now we hold the left hand notes while the right hand plays another G sharp. Then the right hand will play F sharp while the top, the thumb, and the left hand changes from E to D sharp. Then the right hand plays G sharp. Then the left hand is going to repeat a chord, but this time it's C sharp on the top, A in the middle, and the same E on the bottom. And the right hand will repeat a G sharp. Hold the left hand notes while the right hand plays A, F sharp, and then when it plays E, the left hand will change from C sharp and will play B. So this measure sounds like this. Let's get it all set up here. Last measure of the fourth line. Both hands come in with half note chords. Right hand will be playing G sharp, and the left hand will be playing E on the bottom, G sharp in the middle, B on the top, right below middle C. Right hand's note is tied to an eighth note, so hold that G sharp in the right, while the left hand player repeats its chord, but this time the bottom note changes to D natural. Right hand plays some eighth notes, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Then the hands will come in together with a slightly different chord again. Still B on the left, G sharp, but now C sharp on the bottom. Right hand repeats the G sharp. Hold the left hand chord while the right hand continues to play eighth notes. A, F sharp, E sharp. Here's what this measure sounds like. Line of the second page, we have half note chords. The right hand will play A on the bottom, F sharp on the top. I like to play the F sharp with my 3 finger, but I have pretty big hands. You might need to use a 4 finger or even a 5 finger if you don't. The left hand is going to be playing an octave chord with a note in the middle. We have F sharp below middle C on the top, C in the middle, C sharp in the middle, and F sharp on the bottom. Together. We're going to keep holding the left hand. No, they're both half notes, but the right hand's F sharp is tied to an eighth note. So we'll keep holding that F sharp while the right hand thumb moves to C natural, and the left hand starts playing a different chord. It's going to have A on the bottom, 2 A's below middle C, and E above that. Hold the left hand notes and the C natural while the top note of the right hand changes to G sharp and then E, and then both hands will play an eighth note at once at the same time. Right hand playing D sharp, left hand playing F sharp. So this measure sounds like this. Let's see, get it all set up. second measure, we're going to start off with B and E in the right hand, and G on the bottom, 2 G's below G sharp, below 2 G sharps below middle C, and E on the top. They come in together. Left hand is a half note, so we're going to continue to hold that, while our right hand moves on to another quarter note. It's going to hop up to the D above that, or sorry, the B above that. Then we're going to play A sharp with the right hand, and the left hand will play a different chord, D on the top, and E sharp on the bottom, which of course is F. Now we hold the left hand notes while the right hand plays some more eighth notes. G sharp, then the left hand continues to hold its E sharp, but the top note changes from D to C sharp, while the right hand plays another G sharp. Hold the left hand notes while the right hand plays another A sharp. And then that measure sounds like this. There we go. Third measure of the line, we have B on the bottom for the right hand, right above middle C, and F sharp above that. I like to play it with 1 and 3 myself. Left hand is going to be playing a slightly higher chord, F sharp on the bottom, and D sharp on the top. It's coming together. Hold the left hand notes and the B in the right hand. The top note in the right hand changes from F sharp to G sharp. Now both hands will come in together with a new chord. The right hand playing A sharp on the bottom, just above middle C, and E above that. Left hand playing F sharp, C sharp, F sharp. Hold all the notes except the top note in the right hand changes from E to an eighth note D sharp. So that measure sounds like this. Let's see. Now last measure on the page, we're going to come in with the right hand playing B and D sharp, right above middle C. Left hand playing B and F sharp, below middle C. Left hand holds for the whole measure. The right hand continues with some more quarter note chords. We're going to move down, D sharp and C sharp, right above middle C, then C sharp, middle C, and E, and then D sharp and F sharp again. So that measure sounds like this. And that is the second page.